There we are again. That topic, that leads to what it shows, no matter how much matter there was in the beginning. The stream of or better to that common leftover consciousness is streamed by a dead media, red herring. Pure stench, just not on that frequency. Russian assault on immigrants, the political shift right. I mention that, it's made and a result and just all but not the answer. It's us to choose, and to be truth to ourselves and should be to the world outside. The outside is unknown, but that's unknown as well. There was one philosopher, and made one more, to ask, Plato, known as the author of the cave allegory, not the answer to that he gave. He made a precursor, Socrates. This philosopher, known through Plato's words, asked and showed to know nothing. It became a slogan to be not able to know a thing at all, to be not able to trust knowledge, and you shouldn't take it for granted. Socrates, however, was to find knowledge, because to know more than nothing, so there is only one starting point, nothing. And who would do that today? And that's just the situation. We live a life, and it's a little bit out of order. All we do make the us less, the self less, while the world is made to the consume of things. And all these things made to make money, not for the benefit of our kind. It's not a money issue. Just a quality issue. We produce shit. Things that not work. To sell these things, and to make these things, and to make more money. What leads this madness is the path to make more money, to make profit. Money is just the reason where there is no reason. Debts of countries. The European rally global, in fact, what made Cyprus fall to bankruptcy. They made quite a protest, and reason was given, not that there was understanding, that came forward to see and care, but there is that kind of equation that is exponential growth against a linear equation, no chance. Debts rise with exponential growth, it's paid back with a linear equation. Why the countries have the abyss always in the next some years, that is done with inflation, but especially with the hidden inflation, that keeps to an exponential equation as well. While just one of them. The exponential growth of debts soon come to an end, and at hidden exponential inflation would find another. Both together keep the future always in that shape. That shows that the time command /need /cannot /have to wait /economic reason, that story of two exponential equation and a linear just can go on forever, and they don't. That the case to see now. Cyprus was outbalanced to the two exponential equations, not next year's now was the bankruptcy, but what happened? Why was the scenario now different? Like someone switched it off. Capital is changing the rules, changing the system, changing the game, just the why, that is carefully hidden. So nothing is at beginning, that knowledge, what could be seen, that is the news is. Hate it, hate harder, so have fear, be afraid of others, hit them, no marry, help yourself, to make it, to survive this life. There is not much need for a real story, since it's just nobody even for that around the next corner. It's the 21st century, and it was 100 years in the past where they laid back the scientific progress that changed life. Changed the earth to a new horizon, an unknown with knowledge, question and the Psalmic in optimistic view, looking forward to see, challenge to understand. It was war, hate, and death, pain and suffering. The second just wiped that good and positive out of world and mind. There we are again, the whole science that is not even known to the common mind, far beyond understanding, but academic science just became economic slaves. It made to do something while it's not to know, to understand and to the benefit of mankind. It's the power of that economic hand of power. An unseen, invisible, unreachable power that is not in the picture, so out of the math. Protest, demonstrate, hate this or that, it's for nothing, since this is the image, that just is not the thing to pick and kick for regain of order. While the 20th century made the world connected with the telegraph line, the telegraph bureaus, the train, the rotation press and the train that made space and time smaller, but it made something unknown. It was a new game, a story to tell, one of the German Wilhelm II to go to the North Sea travel, the ceremony of trade sporting the death run successor back, a station to station, press to next newspaper report its story, as push to report about is to report both outstream was minister and holiday. The media made a story that was not thought to be possible, to be just made, as it was not known that the war would be not that kind of war that have been known just in the periphery, or may have known to the American in the Civil War. The world changed, and the defense was taken by medias, was taken by that story, and it was better written. That's the difference, and just th3e same story of no meaning to see no meaning. So, what is the problem? That is the question that should be asked. But it fails that this even happens. To see the wrong is wrong. If the wrong is to see, it has to be written somewhere. So, there we have just the shit of the easy answer, but there are no easy answers. If there are notes that just screw it up again and again, and hide the climate extreme. It should not be caused of men, and is not make it better since we just made ocean a big radiating garbage container, out of fish and life, shaved the wood, plants, animals and created tasteless water. Balance what had taste in life. The extremes of climate, the reason should be asked to be found, while the result of the already happened should make, to care about the consequence to food, areas and the us. Blindness and ignorance, arrogance to all meaning that is not made by power, one is just not an ought to hear. But that makes all reasoning, done and meaning the product made to show and be done by a mass. But not the result, that comes by the logic, the minds of men that actually have the brain, that reason with that, to be not fooled by the wrong. We can't know if we have no eyes, no mind and no truth to see the world that we should care, and it has to be the new generation to be responsible, and the old to stop chilled eating to see and do better. Why should you know what be the reason, you would change it, or at least try to change it? The one pray for God, that doom may come faster, while the others gave the doomers laugh and comedy is some hateful twistings, while signs take your mind down, break your will, burn you out, and smile happy to the screening, so you get a death to lie down by the real math, while leaders kind of defer and reason but all same need to save that golden bull, so much belief in that kind of value, the special people so pharaohs of the modern folk, make the sacrifice dumb and lamb, will believe gave the waiting and observing what happens next. Switching sides, but not brains. The fool can get fooled and miss to ponder what the pool may see in that kind of projection. Science can't make the gold out of iron, and you cannot create a world with destroying another. There is only one thing that came from that darkness that have been created, the lies buried, the next generation in that self-created graveyard that ignores all life, and just feed time to be of value. But not of life. No love, it's empty, the love that means life. Children have to see that there is just some people that just say they don't care a shit about your little monkey. We became what the lie made out of us, and never has been without. It's the lie that made us to see and tremble to see what became of us, what how came with us, if we do not keep to the right, to the good and the truth. A ignored flood, they suffer and we cause it, they flee the injustice, we accept and made it, they try to live but we bring the death to their homes, the escape that is called illegal and crime, so they die illegal, like the way we treat animals, they die on the road, some on the passage, we find one number, but they are the number, that is of life and not a statistic, it's our life to show to see not, and our world, where they die on the passage, a nameless mass, a critical mass. It's life they come now, and we made them since we came to their homes, we enslaved man, woman and children's, bought them, freed them to slave them, brought and bring the treason and reason to the war among them, to divided them, to the greater cause to sacrifice their lives, bringing death, the suffering and the hunger for life. We take their food and we show mercy to the poor, this is our warfare or welfare. How many centuries now, so centuries of this thing that made us evil, the people that kept to the given, to the status quo, afraid of the past and of the future, so ignored it out to this day, made stories about wars and made the reason, called them this and that thing, to show the mask we made for them, to see not how we have become. They can't see us, if they are alive, and we can't be alive if we can't see the living life but only the dead. Ignore me, that is just part of the done, and the done have to be undone. Life is precious and of no value if it became a value, it is the coin that shows the number or the... It's all about life and the time of a life to be worth to be lived, to be of life. This is life that does not dies, because it can't die because it just is part in the story. Why shall it be ripped out of that glorious book, the real story? The real book, it's a world to see and a mind to understand that it's not the book in the eye, it is the story outside. You may have no time, because you mind to have no God better no good, so you hide to the third eye, the star inside a star, the newborn star that ignites once more, while it shine to be the glory of the new coming that have been the last to be cared, they are the first as they have been the last. It may be time to report the broken copyright, because it's like all things names by the wrong, the donkey's name to see another monkey, while the sun burned the brain out of the donkey and in the heat of the burning sky, the Shell stations put fuel to the lifelines, To finish the leisure haunting loathing Larry suited in Sarah to see not the cause that, the score is not the value, it's the play well been play it to the score that means to end not to gain in life, but gain in the lost numbers that have given the score let it inside the score, doubled, tripled, multiplied to cores inside cores to core and added core scores to the maximized heat to the unit of the threads to be separate but sharing the same motherboard, renamed mainboard, that maintain the mother to cycle the cache and buffer the screen. In darkness you cannot see, but you can feel a hand every crouch and what feels okay a hand and what not. My hands are open, I have no cause, I stay, and the hand may fall, one to the right one to the wrong, cold stones, but they have neem than the remains of the hand of no meaning that hand it over. Love to you all, hear me, see me, do not leave us alone. See the others, hands to find the last descendants the lost. Grow up, remember the little hand that knew, to be that the giant with the little in his hand love. I believe in me, I believe in the goodness, kindness and all that beauty that we could share. I see that this is not us, but it is us to become. I deny. I keep my state, I neither want another nor did I ever have another. This was me, as I was born, this is all I want to be. After that I die. I'm a mind of my own, my life inside is that the only place where I find shelter. I do not even know how that can be. I feel hell and pain around me, but I see the butterly inside me, that one vanished in the 1990 I see so many things, and so much beauty, I smile, even in torture to see. And I do not need to understand, I not want this to happen to but I want not that, this is not my story. Not inside me, I see no logic just shape that lose shape if I try to watch, I see nothing. Thieves could not bring the light, he can bring it to the mind, you mind have to lose the rock, life is easy. It flies. It does not need the wings, the honey fly. It just need the time to learn. Icarus has to try once more, Prometheus is the other me of us. He shows to see that we are him. Or all of them, to be free of that stupid foolish things that have been, and if not one more of that pick. Lever and eagle, it's used in Egypt's scripture to pick the little string, shroom out which mean the death. The lever is the organ that was the organ to foretell the future, just a little bit mixed up. Eagle, lever and eternity, to offend ye out. Kingdom Hearts. You can play it on PlayStation, or move your ass with your mind and leave the joypad to the console. It's real time, the key to the worlds is the key to your heart, the heart is a mind that shares the key to the worlds. Hey, it's just a computer game, yes. But it has been created by a mind, now it looping the same things, faster and faster, higher and higher, to be more real, to be like that ones that have sold so well, just every copy miss something. Shit does not rot to find selection of candy, it has some flies to see the shit to have lunch. As sage as a grey beard, the money thing, true. But Snowden not the speaker. Another use, it's between lie and true, it would not be if had importance. If this is the only path, truth Cold War like the digital winter double agent goes whatever, Snowden is the tabula rasa. He said nothing. All people say what he did and make, and he said, that there are thing, and they are wrong. You should consider to have a look. No information about what? This is just a bubble space sharing, he could even be did the NSA job, or not. He lied only about his location, and I think the fear and stress, it was not fear about his life, but about the ones behind. Write your Snowden mask yourself, I think we should have a look. Is his family alright, is his girlfriend alright, or somewhere to answer questions? It would lead to a mirror of one, but what is done is father is presented with some Section $2 man, everybody is putting words into the puppet, break the family like the nation like the world. It goes just insane, and should you see, maybe you observe yourself too much, to be out of consideration that this is some kind of crash in the system, looping some king of eternal loop. Logic dictates there is no mind without a reason, programs need to do something, just something that can be fulfilled. This is weight that the loop sends by hardware crash, while inside that loop it terminates all other threads, one by one.